for all things Halloween. This is Hauntformer, and welcome to another live Scream. Ow! First of all, I apologize to all the folks who were here last night with me for a live Scream. I was really sad. I accidentally deleted it. I don't know what is going on. That was my mistake, you guys, and I'm sorry about that. I do apologize. Last night's stream was really awesome. We had a great time. So I'm trying to fix my mistakes, basically. So, thank you all for being cooperative. I'm having a blessed month so far. God's really awesome to me. Jesus is great. And, October's been great. The weather's been getting nicer out, so it's really great to actually see some October fall weather, some Halloween weather, for the month. So, how are you guys doing? How is October going for you guys so far? Are you enjoying Hauntober? And let me know right now, what is your favorite thing that you've done for the month so far? Mine would be... oh, man. Well, I love doing videos for you guys. But I also would say, maybe preparing for the haunted house, though I haven't done it yet. I can't exactly say how it will go, but I will be starting it next week, and you can expect lives for it as well, so stay tuned for that. So let's see. October is neato, yeah. Why do I keep streaming at night? That's just the better time to stream, I've seen. My favorite thing, if done, is buying Hanging Hellfiend and Jack. Oh, that's cool. Your birthday's this month. That's awesome. Mine is getting the Harvester. Well, it seems like you guys really are into your props, which is super cool. I have Toe Tagged, which I need to review soon, and the Thunderlight. You know what? Remind me at the end of this stream, I need to review that. Maybe I can tonight. Your birthday was on the 5th. Well, happy late birthday to you. And my birthday is actually tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited. We're going to a cool theater near me, which is technically, it's almost like a haunted movie theater. Not necessarily that I believe in ghosts, but I love creepy ghost stories, and this theater is so cool. I should maybe film it, or at least put some pictures on my social media so you guys can see it. It is such a cool one. That's awesome. But yeah, we're going to see The Thing, the John Carpenter Thing. I'm serious, look behind you. I saw a black figure. Never look behind you. Just kidding, but just don't look up. She hates being seen. So, you're going to a theater in Hollywood tomorrow. That's really cool. Those are good movies, too. Well, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus, but I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas, and I can vouch that it is a good movie. So, what I'm going to be doing for you guys today is, I've got some horror movies over here, hence the Halloween theme and the Mikey Myers mask. And we're going to be talking about some horror movies. I did this in the stream last night, so if you were already here last night, you're just going to get a similar thing to what I did last night, but I'm also going to ask some trivia of you guys. So if you like horror movies and Halloween movies, stay tuned, because I'm going to talk about some of the ones I have right in front of me. And, wow, we're not getting many people tonight. That's super weird, because it's 8 o'clock on a Saturday, which you'd think would be the ideal time to do a live stream. I wonder why that is. Do people just not like me anymore? It's just a low percentage of my subscriber count, too. Like, I have, like, what, like 10,000 subscribers or something? 7 people watching is what, like 0.007%? You guys are special. You guys are special. Oh, you watched The Boy? The one about the doll? It was a good movie. Alright, so let's talk about some horror movies, you guys. No more delays. No more. Andale, porque. I just said hurry, why, I think. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite horror movies, and just other ones in general that I have. And I'm going to ask you guys some trivia about them. If you can answer the trivia, good for you. If not, that's cool. And, if you have any trivia for me about the movie, feel free to ask. So, let's start with the quintessential Halloween movies. The Halloween movies. So the first up, I have, of course, John Carpenter's Halloween. A staple of the holiday itself. One of my favorite horror movies. Halloween 2, which is a really good sequel, actually. And, it has the cast reprising their roles, and it takes place in a hospital, so this is a really good one, too. They play this usually on AMC's Fear Fest, which, why aren't they doing that earlier? They, like, pushed it back because they've been playing Walking Dead, but then again, anyone can see Walking Dead if you have Netflix, so I don't get it. I have Halloween 4 and 5, I don't have Season of the Witch, so, but I do have them. And these are actually not bad. Halloween 4 is I think, the better of the two, but they're both good. I need to watch Halloween 5. And finally, of course, Halloween H2O, which is 20 years later. This came out 2 months before I was born. And this is a pretty good one, you guys. It's a good movie. So, trivia for the Halloween franchise is, let's start easy, who is the killer in Halloween? Should be pretty easy. Starting out, I'm lowballing you guys. Michael Myers. Yeah, that was pretty obvious, I know. And thank you, Anthony. I'll have to check that out. Alright, cool. So, that was the first one. You're right, we do need a Cyclops prop. Remind me, after I do the horror movies, remind me I have a big announcement for you guys. Don't let me forget, because I know I will. Next, we've got the Chucky movies. I have 3 of them. Whoa. And I think there's 7 out right now. They actually have a bundle you can get at Walmart, which is like the Chucky box set, where you can get like all of the Chucky movies. They have a new one right now out on Netflix, which I also will be playing on AMC's Fear Fest, called Cult of Chucky. And the first time I watched it, I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was really weird. But after rewatching it, it's not the best of the Chucky movies, but it's definitely better than when I first saw it. I'd say it's probably my 4th favorite after these 3. So, of course, Child's Play, Child's Play 2, and Child's Play 3. My favorite of these being Child's Play 2 and Child's Play 3. And also the first one, it's weird, usually the first of a horror movie is the best, but in Child's Play case, I think that the sequel portrays Chucky a little bit better, and kind of gives him his character more than in the first one. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's just what I felt. So, the trivia for Child's Play is, what was the name of Chucky, I'll accept 2 answers. What was Chucky's actual name? Charles Lee Ray, good job. I also would have accepted the, is it the Spring... Is it the something Strangler? Springwood Strangler or something? Or Chucky Lee Ray, or whatever. But yeah, Charles Lee Ray is what I was mostly shooting towards. One of my favorite horror movies, and one that you probably have not seen or heard of, actually, which is sad because it's such a good movie, is, Springwood Slasher. Yeah, this is the something Strangler. Misery. Such a good movie, starring James Caan and Kathy Bates. It's basically a celebrity's worst nightmare, as someone mentioned in the stream yesterday. A really creepy movie, a really well done movie, and one of my favorites. If you've seen Misery, then you probably know that she does a procedure on James Caan's character, Paul Sheldon. What was that procedure called if you watched it? And I figured most of you haven't seen that, but if you have, if you remember that. But I'll move on to the next movie anyways. I have not heard of the movie Scarecrow, actually. And you're right, Horror Productions. It's hobbling, which is downright terrifying. But did you know, in the book that Stephen King wrote, she didn't hobble him. Well, she did, but she cut off his feet. Ugh. It's a little graphic. A little. Alright. One of my favorite movies of all time, also competing up there with, like, Ghostbusters and stuff, is Gremlins. I've loved this movie since I was a kid. It's one of my favorite movies to watch. I don't know if you would consider it a horror movie. I technically do, but it's more of a horror comedy and a creature feature movie. But Gremlins is such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you're really missing out, because it is a fun movie. And they made Gremlins props. I don't know if you guys knew this, but they made Gremlin props for this Halloween by Trick or Treat Studios. So I might get one. I don't know when, though, because they're super expensive or all sold out. One of my favorite horror movies of all time, probably my second favorite horror movie of all time. Such a classic that I've just recently watched a few years ago, and it's become one of my favorite movies. The Shining. Not much to be said other than you have to check it out for yourself. I don't want to spoil too much for you if you haven't seen this one, but you have to remember this is a slow burner along with the next one I'm going to show you. The Shining is definitely a slow-burning horror movie, and it's really good. Jack Nicholson does an excellent job, and this one's digitally remastered, except there's one part that skips, which I hate because it's one of my favorite parts. But The Shining. My question for you is... Whoa, it just fell out of its case. My question for you involving The Shining is, what is the name of the hotel in The Shining? Fun fact, the real hotel is called the Stanley Hotel. Does that have any scratches on it? Maybe it was just my DVD player. Playing tricks on me. It is called, yes, the Overlook Hotel. Did you say the Potato Hotel? I would totally stay at that. Okay, probably my favorite horror movie of all time. Just an awesome movie. The Exorcist. Again, a slow burner. You gotta watch this, though. This is one of the scariest movies of all time. And, one of my favorites. Directed by one of my favorite directors, William Friedkin. I know some people ask me, does my belief and does my faith or religious beliefs have any reason to do with why I love this movie? And the answer is yes. I do believe in God, and obviously that means I believe in the devil and demons. And this is very real and very scary. But it's also a great movie about faith. And at the end, the one priest, Father Marin, I think, says that the reason the demon's attacking Reagan is to show how ugly, to show her as ugly, meaning that God couldn't love us, which, of course, God still does love us. So I thought that was a really good message, besides the fact that this is a great horror movie with awesome acting and visuals and a great theme song. So my question for you about The Exorcist, if you've seen it, is what is the name of... Ooh, this one's tricky. What's the name of the demon in The Exorcist? I don't know if any of you will get this. I was going to ask what's the name of the girl, but most people would know who Reagan is, even if you haven't seen the film. But does anyone know the name of the demon in the movie? This is a great movie, you guys. One of my favorites. Ooh, you're close. Zulu. Yeah, Pazuzu. Wow, I'm shocked you guys knew. Wow, good job. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing to know the name of the demon. Especially if you watched The Conjuring. Up next, I got another one, which I don't know if it's my... It's a really great movie, don't get me wrong. But I mean, there's other movies that I like more than this, but it's still awesome, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs. Now, this is the 2-pack. It also has Hannibal in here. Hannibal was not terrible, but it wasn't that great, which is weird because it was directed by Ridley Scott, who is one of the greatest directors. But still, Silence of the Lambs is super suspenseful. Very, very good. And my question to you for Silence of the Lambs is, what's the name of the other serial killer from the movie? Of course, Hannibal Lecter being the main kind of focus, but the villain of the movie. You remember his name. Rubs the lotion on its skin, or else he gets the hose again. Yeah, you're right, Buffalo Bill. He was a creepy man. Wow. And you're right, Anthony. Definitely right. Good movie. Got through the first row of horror. Let's go to the second row, which a lot of these are classics, but let's start off with a few newer ones. Okay, this is a movie I'm seeing tomorrow, actually, in the theater, which is cool. It's gonna be scary. One of my personal scariest movies, one that always gets me, because it's so creepy, is The Thing. John Carpenter's remake, technically, though it's a reimagining of an alien movie that is such a creepy one. It is really, really weird. So, my question to you for The Thing is, what is the main character's name? Played by, what's his name? Can't remember the actor's name, but you guys know. Clear. Does anyone remember his name? His name's Mac, you're right. Well, Cameron, I don't know if you were just joining on or not, but yeah, his name is Mac in the movie. Yeah. Yeah, the main character in The Thing is actually named Mac. I assume they spell it with a C, but because they're like, Mac wants the flamethrower. I'm like, me? I want a flamethrower. I bet a flamethrower would be fun, but probably pretty scary and hot. Alright, one of my favorite recent modern movies in the past probably 10 years, one of my favorites, Cloverfield. Also, an honorable mention to 10 Cloverfield Lane, the sequel, and the upcoming movie God Particle. This movie is not necessarily over-the-top scary, but it's such a good movie. It's a giant monster. It's filmed with a really convincing and really scary POV, found footage, kind of like the Blair Witch. But I think this is definitely a superior movie to the Blair Witch. I won't ask any trivia on that one, but that is one of my favorites as well. Wow, we're getting through them, you guys. We're getting through these horror movies. Of course, if you have any questions you think can stump me, I'd love to hear them. Alright, up next. Alright, well, all of these are old horror movies, so I'm just gonna rattle these off. Okay? These are all classic horror movies. If you haven't seen any of these, just challenge yourself to watch one classic horror movie. And when I say classic, typically I mean a black and white film. And all of these are really good. So, really, I'll give you my recommendations, but here's the bundle. And we have Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein as well, The Wolfman, The Mummy, is it dead or alive? King Kong, The Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Fly, and Return of the Fly, though. Just The Fly. And Psycho. Two more honorable mentions will go to the movie Them and the movie House of Wax, the old one, not the remake. These are some of the most classic horror movies out there, especially like Dracula, Frankenstein, The Wolfman, and The Invisible Man, and stuff like that. But those are some of just great horror movies you have to watch for Halloween. My favorite out of all of those is probably The Invisible Man, so if you haven't seen that, it's a great watch. You got a question for me? Alright, what's the name of the killer in Scream 3? Ooh! Oh man, what's his name? Roman. Sydney's brother. Oh, really? I didn't even know the last name. Wow, that's pretty good. It's a good one. And it's funny, we're doing trivia about Scream, even though Scream's about trivia. Alright, let's move down to the last of the movies. Speaking of which, Scream! A lot of people love Scream. I love Scream. I got a box set of the first 3. The 4th one's not bad, but it's definitely not as superior as the first 3 were, especially the first one. So I have all 3 in there. Scream is in my top 10 favorite horror movies. Love those movies. What's your favorite scary movie? Are you excited for the sequel to Trick or Treat? Oh, that'd be so awesome. I think it's in here. Is it? Yes. Okay. Let me talk about these. Both of these movies were directed by Michael Dowry. They are both staples of each respective's holiday. They both introduce a new monster to the big screen, and both of these should get a sequel, and both are some of my favorites. That's right, Krampus and Trick or Treat. These are really well done movies, and I hope they both get sequels. Krampus is one of my favorite horror movie monsters. Out of any horror movie, he is one of my favorite monsters. The movie itself is not necessarily one of my favorite movies, but Krampus, the design of him and the way he walks and just overall his character is definitely one of my favorites. And as you know, I dress up as him. I have a weird fascination with Krampus. And he like punishes the kids who don't believe, the bad kids, sort of, which I think is kind of cool. And not necessarily that he's evil, which maybe he is, but he's the Punisher. And we also have Trick or Treat, which is, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it not only for the fact that it's a good anthology movie, and it introduces Sam, the trick-or-treater, but it also is just so Halloween-y, if that's a word, I just made it up. Like, it's just screaming Halloween in your face, in your eye holes. Okay, maybe not in your eye holes, but you know what I mean. Good movies. I'm liking them. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost done. Alright, let me rattle off... Okay, let me rattle off the Attack of the Bee movies, you guys. And by B movies, I mean movies that aren't necessarily up here, but in my book, they're still pretty darn good. And I really have a soft spot for some of these. And that is... also a shout out to... My Bloody Valentine and Shopping Mall and other ones like that. But these are some of my favorites. The Stuff, shout out to The Stuff. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's about killer ice cream. Can't beat it. Leprechaun, which is a movie that I usually reserve for St. Patrick's Day, as well as My Bloody Valentine to Valentine's Day. And Killer Clowns from Outer Space, being a lot of people's popular pick. April Fool's Day is another one that I haven't seen, but I do have it on DVD with My Bloody Valentine. But these 3 were quite good. Especially for being B movies. And the later Leprechaun movies get kind of stupid. The first 3 are pretty good. The one in space is good if you want to laugh at it. So I can at least attest to that. Oh, we got a question from Anthony, or a trivia. How young did Tommy Jarvis kill Jason Voorhees at the end of the movie? How did he kill him? Didn't he shave his own head to look like young Jason, and then he got stabbed with his own machete and it slid down his face? I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen that part, so I kind of know. Alright, let's rattle off a few more here. Freddy vs. Jason, a great, monster versus monster movie. It. You probably heard about this one, especially this year with the remake, I guess. Though this one was a TV miniseries. Tim Curry's in it, so he's pretty good. It's a little long, gets kind of boring, but it's It. And I notice I haven't taken it out of the packaging yet. It's fresh. It's fresh. Exciting. And the last two... well, here's an interesting thing I thought I would shout out. I watched The Fly, this version of The Fly, the David Cronenberg and, why can't I remember his name? Jeff Goldblum. Why did I forget his name? Who's going to be in the new Jurassic World, by the way. But I watched this for the first time on my birthday last year, so that's kind of a throwback to what was going on last time it was my birthday, which is tomorrow. The Fly is such a good movie. It's really creepy. You have a fly in your room. Make sure it's not saying, "Help me, help me." Well, that's the old Fly, but you get it. The same thing. And finally, a movie that I never thought I would recommend, yet I actually really like it, and it has good writing in it. The sequels, I would say, are some of my least favorites, because they just kind of take a good idea and just make it so gory that it's not good. Only the first two are really that good, and they're making a new one that comes out next week that I'm actually kind of excited for. You know it. Saw. If for nothing else, I think I watched this because of the puppet, Billy the puppet, which is weird because Billy was also the name of the puppet in Dead Silence, and that was also directed by James Wan. I think he has a weird obsession with puppets, as he did in The Conjuring. Good obsession. And I love this movie because it's clever, and it's different, and it was made on a low budget. It has a good theme song. It's just overall a good movie. Though I am not a gore fan. I do not like gory things. Ooh, I get sick, which is funny, but I do not like gore. So, there you guys have it. A look at some of my favorite horror movies. Of course, there's other ones I could recommend, shout out to, but those are the main... Whoa, I'm dropping them. Drop them like it's hot. Of course, there's more that I could probably recommend, but I'll leave you in suspense with those for now. So, if you have any trivia questions to ask me, feel free to do so. I also wanted to give you guys a few announcements. So, we'll do that in just a second. Jason Takes Manhattan trivia, that's one of my favorite Friday the 13th. How did Jason Voorhees die at the end of Jason Takes Manhattan? You know what, Anthony? I don't know if I remember. I know he got hit with toxic waste, but I feel like that's not how Jason would have died. I don't know, you stumped me. That was good. Was it toxic waste? Is that how he died? I knew it had something to do with toxic waste. That was a good movie. I need to rewatch that. And that's also one of the ones that Kane Hodder was in, which is kind of the go-to Jason Voorhees actor. Okay, so here's a couple of announcements for you guys, for fans of Hauntformer. Wait, something else. What's exactly the storyline of Jason in Space? I haven't seen that one. We were talking about Jason Takes Manhattan, where basically he gets on a cruise ship, and that's where most of the movie takes place, but they reach the island of Manhattan, and they run through New York with Jason for the last 20 minutes, and he gets hit with toxic waste. It's kind of random, but I like it. Okay, so, let's have a few announcements. Drinking a lot. I'm a drinker. Don't drink Capri Suns and drive. Oh, I got 2 emails. Alright, let me do... Scream. Read aloud. Ghostface. Oh, I have to read this out loud? Okay, let's do it. What's your favorite scary movie? You're my favorite scary movie. Especially your first movie. Oh, so good. Your second and third movie were good, but nothing will ever beat your first one. I like the second... Hello? Ghostface hung up. I was gonna ask him for his address like in an autograph. Man! I'm just gonna have to find someone else to kill. That was good, I like that. Does anyone... Here's a trivia for you. Does anyone know the name of the man who voiced Ghostface? Also an interesting fact, He was actually not on... He was on set, I think, but in the distance when they shot Drew Barrymore's scenes and some other people's scenes because they didn't want her to see him before shooting. Which I thought was kind of cool. Wasn't it Robert Jackson? Roger Jackson. Who, if you didn't know, Roger Jackson also was the voice... I didn't really watch the show, but if you watch the Powerpuff Girls, did you guys ever watch that show? The Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network? If you remember the one villain in the show who was like, I am Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo the monkey. It's me, Mojo Jojo. That's the same voice actor that did What's Your Favorite Scary Movie? Mojo Jojo. So, yeah, interesting trivia. In case you didn't know that, now you know, Sydney. Okay, so a few announcements. First of all, I've said this before, but I don't know if you guys caught it. I'm going to HauntCon next year, which is pretty darn... That was unexpected. I'm going to HauntCon next year in January. And it's going to be really fun. It's also called the Halloween and Party Expo. It's where they also... Thank you. I appreciate the blessings. It's where they premiere a lot of Halloween masks, props, spirits there. Distortions there. Trick or Treat Studios. I don't know why I'm doing these. But it's going to be pretty cool. So if you're going, I'd totally love to see you there. Text me or email me when you're there and say, hey, Hauntformer, are you going to be there? Because I would love to meet you there. So it's really cool. It's a really cool convention. I've never been there before, and I'm really excited. It's in Louisiana, which I live in Florida, so it would be a few-hour drive. How do we know your number? You can email me, and then if you're going, I can probably give you my phone number so you can write me when we're there. So, that was the first big announcement. Second is I want to do these things called the Monster Mash, which I'm going to attempt to do next week with the help of my friend Rory. And I'm going to try to do a Google Hangout live for you guys and talk to some other haunters, possibly. It's possibly in the making, so we'll see where it goes. See how that goes. It's something I want to do. Third, wait, watch this. Ready? Dang it, I messed up. Hang on. Wait. Ah! Whatever. Oh, thank you for liking the film, Zach. While you mention that, I'm trying to work on a new Worm People. I don't know if it'll turn out by the time I wanted to have it finished. If I can't, then we might have to wait, because I have my friend Austin. If you haven't seen, go check out that movie I made called A Box, that really he made. I wrote it. If you guys probably saw that and you're like, whoa, the camera works so good. Yeah, that's because he's a pro at this stuff. And he and I made a new horror movie called The Darkening, which comes out on Halloween. So you want to be prepared. It's one of our longest horror films. It is the longest horror film I put on this channel. I think it's like 12 minutes. It's like 11 to 12 minutes. How did Chucky die at the end of Child's Play 3? Good question. Giant fan. He was trying to do like, I do them better, and then he, and then, yeah. Which is a crazy thing. To fall into a fan. You plan on binge watching all of my films on Halloween? Oh, that's so awesome. I was hoping someone would watch some of my videos on Halloween. Hi, I'm Mr. Ralston student. Whoa, it's nice to meet ya. Yep, my dad's downstairs watching hockey. Give me the power, I beg of you. That's cool. What's the name of the news reporter in Scream? Gail Weathers. Which, here's another interesting trivia. At the beginning, you know, there's like a crane shot, which also is cool because a guy gets off of the crane with the camera and continues the shot. But when they're going down, you see other news reporters, and one of those news reporters is none other than Linda Blair, the girl from The Exorcist, Reagan. which is pretty awesome. Of course, she's older. She's not a little girl. But still, isn't that cool? Cool trivia. Yeah, she was in Scream. Just for a split second, but it's still cool. Remember me? I do remember you. What's going on? Long time no Scream. Scream, see. Feline, key lime, turpentine. I got nothing. Does anyone know what that movie's from? Or what that quote's from? Okay, so back to announcements. Sorry. Yes, I am doing pretty well, thank you. How are you doing, my friend? You think maybe he should be taken to a doctor? So, if you didn't know, I was trying to do a giveaway this month, and I'm still going to try to do it. So, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek before I've officially made a video for it, but I have to do it soon because Halloween's 10 days away, so... So, the giveaway is going to consist of this, which I think I might have to bring to the post office, or I'll have to get a smaller one. I'll figure it out as I go. And I got some stuff from Dollar Tree that is really awesome, so I hope you guys will like it if I end up actually finishing this giveaway. First of all, I got this awesome tombstone. It says creepy on it. One of my favorite ones they've had at Dollar Tree, which is pretty cool. Let me stick that in there, and let me show you the other stuff. Though I don't know how this is all going to fit. I kind of binge shopped and bought a bunch of Halloween stuff at Dollar Tree, so I hope you guys will like it. The first is this really cool hanging zombie floating monster, which is kind of cool. They call it the hanging zombie. I like it, and hope you guys will. Whoever wins the giveaway, I mean. Who has a tombstone that says creepy on it? If your name was Creepy, I don't know. It's just weird. Then spider webs, because duh. Spider webs. Then a pack of bat lights. Bat lights! And then creepy fabric. Creepy cloth. And then a sequel to our bat friend. And finally, this is super cool, you guys. It's a glow axe, which in Spanish is hache luminesce, or something like that. Cool, right? Reminded me of The Shining, so I bought it. So, that was kind of one of the big things I wanted to talk about was the giveaway. Don't forget the big giveaway this month, which I need to set that up. So, yep, all that is going to be given away. That and maybe more. I don't know. Here's Johnny. I'm not gonna hurt ya. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. How do you enter? I will explain that in an upcoming video, so you must hold on tightly. But it probably will consist of making sure you're subscribed to Hauntformer, which you guys are, checking out and subscribing to my other channel, The Glog, which is my Christian YouTube channel, which you can check out in the link of this video. You can, like, swoop down and click the link down there. And it will probably be follow me on one of my social medias and leave a comment, you know, like usual giveaways do. Okay. Now, time to the big announcement. Sort of big. Kind of big. Sort of kind of would have been. But first I'll read the emails. Who is the copycat Jason in Part 5, A New Beginning? Oh, that's tough. I haven't seen it. Is his name Ben? I don't know. Read aloud. Okay, I'm ordering pizza. You want anything? What? So you want anchovies and pepperoni? I'll take that as a yes. Jason dials the phone. Hi, how can I take your order? Can I get a large pizza with, what was it? Okay, pepperonis and anchovies coated with blood and guts. And the guy hangs up. Yeah, I never get why they had that. I think that was just a sound effect. I don't think that was actually Jason, like, going Maybe it was. We underestimated him this whole time. So, the announcement. I don't know what that was. My announcement is, there is a new series on its way. I'm going to try to work on it soon for you guys, because I want to get an episode out, maybe in October if I'm lucky. It is a new series about prop ideas. It is, it's an interesting idea that I've been wanting to do for a while. I always typically have, prop ideas, and I really wanted to share those with you. So you may be seeing one of those in the near future. The name of it is... Secret. The name of this book is Secret. But yeah, it's something that you cannot know. Well, you can, but I'm not going to tell you. But I hope you guys will like it. I'm going to basically rattle off in each episode. I'm going to talk about a different prop idea, how it can be logically made, and about what the price range would be, and who could possibly make it, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different stuff like that. Thanks for watching. What does it start with? Oh, okay, I'll tell you guys it, because there's only 10 people on here, and you guys can keep a secret, right? I hope you guys can keep a secret. 11 people, whatever. It is called Mad Prop Lab. Yep, that's right. It's called Mad Prop Lab. I think that's what it's called. The show itself kind of has like a Frankenstein-esque kind of feel to it. I'm gonna work on the intro after this live stream's done. Basically, it's gonna have like a castle with like lightning, like Mad Prop Lab. And in every episode, we talk about different props. And it's kind of a different concept. You like to poop? I do too. It's kind of important. Yummy. Please read my comments. You didn't yesterday. I'm sorry. What? Do you have a favorite Spirit Halloween tabletop? Oh, man. Probably Teddy Bear. He was a good one. Good job, Spirit and Techie Toys and whoever else had contributions to that. Alright. So, looks like there's a lot of people not watching right now, which is understandable. It's Saturday. Will I be wearing a lab coat? If I had one, yes. I currently don't, but maybe I'll eventually get one. I want to have a lab coat and goggles, like, which kind of sounds like something out of a cheesy movie. Which is totally awesome. So, I think this is going to wrap up, kind of conclude the live stream. So, do you guys, any questions, comments, or concerns before I head out? I'm sorry for the people just joining. If you're just joining a live stream, please grab that little thing at the bottom, like, and scrub it back to the front, because I'd love for you to watch the whole thing. Any more questions before I go? You should definitely add Hazmat Zombie. Ooh. You're gonna be Tim Curry? That's awesome. Do I like Halloween cut? Halloween cut? I'm not sure I understand. Does not compute. Oh, Halloween City. This year it was not as good. I'm sorry. What was that? Whoa! Take a look at this. It's kind of hard to see. Is that like a, Who sent that? Matthew? Is that a, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared puppet? That's awesome. It definitely looks like the ones from the episodes. Can we submit our ideas for your prop series? You sure can. I might not do that for the first couple episodes, but eventually I'd love to use some. The correct answer is Roy Burns, and his killing is the same reason for Pamela's killing. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. Very cool. Thank you, Anthony. My email is hauntformer@gmail.com. It's in the link of all... It's in the description of all of my videos. Like, just go like this on your screen. Or hit the little button. Scrub down. And hit my email. Or you can copy and paste it. Roaming bear, roaming clown. Probably roaming clown was pretty good. I don't know if I've seen your channel yet. Well, maybe I have actually, Ashton. I feel like I maybe have. Not too sure. Alright, you guys. That's going to end the scream for tonight. And ducks are very, very spooky. Indeed. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a blessed and awesome rest of your October. Though I'll see you again. For sure. And yeah, I'm going to try to upload a video tomorrow. Today was supposed to be a different video, but I kind of flip-flopped. You know, yesterday I did a review, and today I did the live stream. So I did kind of something different. So, I'll talk to you all soon. This is hauntformer signing off. 10 days until Halloween, you guys. It is so, so close. Oh my goodness. We are in for a lot of fun. And if you're sad, like, Halloween's gonna be here, and it's gonna be gone, don't fret, because I've got exciting Halloween coming your way, even when Halloween's over. And remember, as always, can you do a live stream watching one of the scary movies, Mac? That's a great idea. Maybe I should. It's a good idea. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. And remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is hauntformer. I shot him in the heart 6 times!